What's up?
Do you
Haley.
like our music?
Oh,
And Ashley.
we're mixing things up a little bit, you guys. We thought, now that we have access to royalty-free music,
Yeah.
why not? Why not? I like it.
I feel nervous like it's our first podcast.
You do?
I don't know why.
I think it's the music. It takes on a something. I don't know where I was going with that.
A persona, like we have our own.
Ashley said earlier we're content creators, and I was like,
hey, our John Benet Ramsey video. Do you see how many views it has?
Popping off. Let's see as of right now, because I checked it. What's today? Wednesday. I checked it on, I think it was Monday, and I had over 700, which is crazy.
I think it's still at like 760 or something.
Still, it was
That's
like
crazy.
715 when I checked. 769.
Good number.
That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, guys, we're going viral. So if you've been here since the beginning, congratulations.
Yeah. Would you like our autographs?
Please.
Should we start passing them out?
No flash photography. Mostly because I look like Shrek if the flash is on. But anyways, how you guys been? That's good. Yeah, now that you said that you feel a little nervous, it's making me feel a little nervous.
I don't know why. Anyway.
What are we talking about today, Ashley?
Lots of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about the Carly Russell thing.
Yes, okay, please do, because this has been everywhere and I have not really been paying attention to it as much as other people have, but you did some extensive watching today, so enlighten.
I haven't been following it either until today when I saw something that caught my eye about it. Because from the beginning, I thought it was kind of weird. Like, I thought, okay, so what happened was, is this woman is driving down the interstate and there is a highway interstate, I don't know, but there's a toddler apparently on the side of the interstate. So she comes to a complete stop.
And this is at night.
And she's on the phone with 911 and 911's like, okay, just stay with the child until we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she also then calls like her family member and she's on the phone with them. And then all of a sudden they hear her scream and the phone line goes dead. And the mom calls 911. Well, 911 gets there and her car's there. Her phone's there. Her keys are there. Everything's there except for her and some child. Like the child's not there that she claimed that she saw. So to me, that was like red flags. Like it just didn't make sense. I mean, I get it's possible that people do use like strollers and shit for abductions. Like,
yeah, well,
they try to get you to pull over but a toddler on the side of the highway, that just seems like the baby, how does a toddler not know to run out in the middle of the road?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. Like the tactic doesn't make sense. And there's no getaway car. So this man had to have snatched her into the woods with a toddler and control her through the woods with the toddler. It just doesn't make sense. And to me, from the get-go, that just didn't make sense. However, again, I'm not trying to victim blame.
Right.
But, another thing. On that John Benet Ramsey video, someone said along the lines of, I think it's cruel to blame the victim. When we talked about the Idaho 4, the 2 surviving victims. It's not that I'm blaming them. I said something's weird about it.
Yeah.
And
you can have a feeling that something's off.
Yeah. And it's not so much victim blaming. If we didn't do this victim blaming nonsense, no one would believe John Benet Ramsey's brother was the guilty because we would be victim blaming because he survived.
Right.
So like you're saying, if anyone survives like if a wife and husband are at home alone, they get invaded, wife gets murdered, he's the surviving victim.
Obviously, he's going to be a suspect.
Yes. Like, so that concept doesn't make sense to me. I get like, don't tell the woman she needs to die or anything. Like, don't like death threat her.
Right.
Because she is a victim at the end of the day. But the police have every right to suspect.
Yeah.
That something like it's not adding up.
Correct.
So I'm not victim blaming. I'm just saying.
Yeah. People, please. Let's think about this.
Yeah. If we went by, you can't blame any victims and there would be no suspects.
And nothing would be solved.
Ever. Yeah. if we didn't look, because most murders and stuff are done by your close loved ones.
Right.
Someone you love, someone you're close
sadly
to.
to say.
Yeah.
You have to look at
everybody
from a suspicious standpoint. Everybody is suspicious.
Yeah.
Because that's how you solve things. I mean,
anyway, that comment kind of annoyed me because I was like, I'm not like blaming them. I'm just saying it's odd that the whole campus knew that these 4 had been murdered before the police even knew.
Right.
So that's, to me, I'm not saying she killed them or anything. I'm saying that she had somebody come over, they cleaned the house or did something just to hide. I don't know if they had drugs, underage alcohol. I don't know.
Right.
They did something that wasn't by the book.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like, that's where I'm blaming. But anyway, homegirl is on the side of the highway. She sees a toddler. She gets snatched. So 49 hours later, she comes walking up to her residence, her house, and she's okay. She says she escaped her kidnappers.
Wait, she came back?
She came back. She walked to her house. She said she went through some woods and ended up right down the street from her house.
Huh?
Yeah. So anyway, so she does that. And I just watched the press conference like 2 hours ago. It just came out.
Yeah.
And they're saying what's odd about it is one, when she returned to her house, they called 911 and said there was an unconscious person. She was she was 100% in health, except she had a busted lip. Her shirt was torn, and that was it.
Okay. But otherwise, mentally, she was
fine. At
full capacity.
Yes. So then so they call 911, she goes to the hospital, whatever. And then she does, what was I saying? She went to the hospital. Mm-hmm. Anyways, now she won't talk to the police. She hasn't talked to the police yet because she's too traumatized to talk to the police right now. So they have no statements from her other than what had happened to her.
Right.
And she said what happened was a guy snatched her and put her in an 18-wheeler. And then he, and I'm just going all this by memory, but, he put her in an 18-wheeler. She escaped. It was him and another woman. And they didn't bound her wrist because they didn't want to leave marks on her.
Okay. So if you don't want to leave marks on somebody, that's you thinking that you're not going to get away with it.
Or or they're going to get away. Anyway, she escapes out of this car. Because she escapes out the 18-wheeler, they catch her again. They put her in a car. She escapes out of the car, and that's how she ended up in the woods and then home.
Where's the toddler in this?
Exactly. So, she then, so in the press conference that just came out or whatever, they were like, they're not saying that she didn't do it, but they're saying they tracked her Apple Watch that was left in the car to see how long the car was moving when she was on the phone with 911. She went 600 yards.
That's quite
on the side of the road. That's 6 football fields. Seeing a toddler. She went 6 football fields from the moment she called 911. She went 600 yards.
There's no way she would have seen anybody.
No, and there's no way a toddler can run that fast. And that's what the spokesperson said, or whatever they're called. He was like, I have children. Y'all have children. The likelihood of that is not.
He's not
saying, I'm not saying it's not. It can't happen. But the likelihood is not
great.
Yeah. And then the FBI, or no, the Secret Service, I think is what they said. The Secret Service got her phone and dumped it for Google searches. She Googled that day a one-way bus ticket to Nashville.
Oh.
The movie Taken.
What
what else did she Google?
She's trying to read the plot.
Oh, do you have to pay for Amber Alerts? And
what?
Something else. So, and then they said there was a lot more stuff they Googled, but they didn't want to release because it had to do with her mental health, and they didn't want to release that due to her privacy.
Well, it's still ongoing too.
Yeah. I'm sure it will come out. But so there was that. And then they said it just didn't make sense. Like, none of it made sense. And then she went to some Italian restaurant to pick up food for her mom or somebody in the family. And then she went to Target. Let me backtrack. She was at work. This is where it started out in the afternoon. She was at work, left work with rolls of toilet paper. They got it on video.
Like she stole toilet paper from
Yes.
her workplace?
Oh, I remember another thing she Googled. How to steal money out of a register without somebody knowing.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Homie, they count the till.
Yeah.
They're gonna know.
Yeah. So she leaves her work with, I want to say they said a bathrobe and toilet paper, but I could be wrong on the bathrobe thing. Anyway, so the bathrobe and toilet paper, and she got in the car, went to this Italian restaurant, picked up food for her family, went to Target and bought granola bars and Cheez-Its.
Okay.
And then she was going down the highway, and this is when it all played out.
Okay.
When they got to the vehicle, they saw the Italian food in the car. Granola bar and Cheez-Its were not in the car.
Oh.
That was like red. That's what got my eye, is when I was reading the article and it said the food was not in the car. I was like, okay.
So you're telling me if she really saw a toddler, why would she take out her bags of snacks
Yeah.
to go check on the toddler that she saw 6 football fields away?
Yeah.
The math is not mathing.
And I saw a TikTok that was like they were from that town. And because I guess it's a small city. I don't know. I really don't know. It's like Hoover, Alabama or something.
Oh, okay.
But they were like, no, she did this because her and her boyfriend were getting into it, and she wanted to like have revenge on him.
Oh my gosh.
And make him worry. But I don't know how true that is. It's like speculation.
That's
but,
a pretty like elaborate way to get
But it's like,
attention.
if you watch Kendall Ray, man, she's done a few episodes on this where people have done this.
Like faked
it. Yeah.
kidnappings or deaths or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Wanting attention is one thing, or like wanting somebody to be concerned about you. That's one thing. But I mean,
I just don't like.
How did
trying to think if there's anything else I can remember that they said. So there was the text messages, the bus fare. Oh, and when she arrived home after the 49 hours, she had $107 in her sock. She had money on her in her sock.
Is the family not asking questions?
The family came out with like a statement that said, oh, we believe her more or less. Like, we're not going to. Her family's just not going to do anything. They just don't think it's. Yeah.
Like they believe her.
Yeah. And her brother came out on TikTok and he was like, I'm her brother of Carly Russell and she's missing, blah, blah, blah. Well, apparently he deleted the video now. It's gone.
I'm sure he doesn't want all the comments because now that all this stuff is coming out.
Yeah.
Which the only thing that I have seen about it
I wonder if I can find the video.
Initially when it was on the news and like everybody was posting about it on Facebook, and like my mom sent it to us because she was like, don't trust anybody, which, solid advice. But I just thought that it was human trafficking because, I mean, that's sad to say. That's what everything is now.
This is the video the second video.
Update on our sister in Christ. Our sister in Christ. Our sister in Christ, because we all are brothers and sisters in Christ.
That's just a clip of people just cutting every time he said sister in Christ.
Oh.
But that's what, anyway. But people are just like, he's like backtracking now because
all of the stuff that's coming
it's not true.
It's so crazy.
I don't know. It could be true. It could not be. Who knows? But the police think it's not. Or they wouldn't come out with their
Is
press
there
conference
anything
the way
else
they
they
did.
can do? I mean, because if she said there was a child involved, so I feel like that's what's going to.
Oh, and that's another thing they said. There's no kids missing right now. There's no, and on the video footage, which they haven't gotten back yet, they've gotten the video footage, but they're getting enhanced by the FBI.
Was there a security camera near? Or
on the interstate, like on the interstate, there's a camera.
Oh, wow.
Like where we are, they don't have cameras on our interstates.
Yeah, I didn't
but
even
like
know
you
that
go to
was a thing.
Florida and stuff, it's every angle of the interstate has cameras.
Oh, that's smart.
James and I noticed that when we were going to Florida, that you can see
the
cameras all down the interstate.
Markers. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know that was.
Well, anyway, there's camera footage of her. They can see her getting out of the car, but they don't see anybody else. So they're getting it enhanced because it was at nighttime, so you can't really see that well.
Right.
So they're getting it enhanced to see if there's anybody else there, which she probably didn't account for that they had video. I mean, and like she left her work with their toilet paper. Like, come on.
I mean, okay, so it's
like she was prepping to
stake out for a couple days.
Yeah, in the woods or something.
I mean, granola bars.
Yeah,
Cheez-Its. And those two things were not in her car.
Were not in her car when the police arrived and searched her vehicle.
What can they get if it comes back, which it sounds pretty convincing that nothing actually happened? What can they get her on?
She could go, I know that she can be charged for filing a false, not a police report, because I don't know if she filed a police report, more or less, but calling 911.
Like falsifying an
falsifying
incident.
thing, yeah. And then one, she can be charged for all the resources, like they can add up all the money that they spent on her.
Right.
And
for the investigation.
Yeah. And I think they can, I don't know if they sue her. I don't know how that stuff works, but
it's a waste of resources.
it is in tax dollar money.
Yeah. That's so crazy. What was she, was it just attention, you think? Like she's just trying to get attention?
It's gotta be. Or she's hiding something and
Where'd
this
she
is
get
her
the
way
money?
out.
The money in her sock. What's
It's
that
probably
all
enough
about?
just to buy a bus fare.
Why'd she come back?
I don't know. Maybe she
She got out of town and then came back or something?
maybe not out of town. Maybe just I don't know. Maybe she just realized how deep she just got into it and
Came back and was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to undo this.
yeah, I really don't know. I just think that it could be attention. I think it's something like the last case that I heard that was like this. She was in nursing school or something and she dropped out, like she failed out and she didn't tell her parents and graduation was like a week away. So she faked a kidnapping.
Oh
So
my
that way when
gosh.
she came back, her parents were more worried about
Her and not the fact that she
yeah.
dropped out of nursing school.
Yeah. And the
Oh
police
my
figured it out pretty
gosh.
quick, but
Imagine being so worried about something that really in the grand scheme of things
Yeah.
does not matter, that you go to the lengths of
like throw your baby in a trash can
exactly.
because you're too afraid to tell your mommy.
Exactly.
I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't care
I don't
if my
either.
mom beat me to death. I would run. I don't know. I've never been in that position. I don't know. But
I just can't imagine. Like, it's just,
I just
you
don't
have a
get it.
pros and cons, right?
but like
you
these
weigh-
people aren't like abusive that you can tell. I mean, who knows? Maybe what's her name's mom?
is
What's her name? Treviso.
Alexi Treviso.
Maybe her mom is super like physical abusive. So maybe, but like still,
mentally.
you're in the
I mean-
hospital. You could have said something
Right.
like she beats me and I'm having a baby and she will kill me. Like there's outs.
Maybe they're
It's just
too
you got to be
scared.
brave. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the fear.
And I've never been in that position, so I don't know. I mean, the closest thing I've ever thought of is having to tell my mom I was pregnant. That was like,
Scary.
it is scary.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Also,
yeah.
I mean, what can you do?
Yeah,
know?
you got to tell them.
Right. They're going to find out eventually. I mean, a couple months down the road.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are some people that hide their pregnancies,
Yeah.
which, whatever, to each their own. But that's crazy.
The whole thing's crazy.
That's crazy. I guess we'll hear more if it goes any further, or unless they're just like, is what it is. I'm sure she'll get charged with something.
Oh, yeah.
I can't foresee that she.
Oh,
she
no.
won't.
I think they will. A reporter asked if it does come to find out it's fake, are y'all going to charge her? And the officer or the spokesperson, I don't know what he is to the police department, but he was like, we haven't even thought that far. Like, he's like, we haven't even considered what we would charge her with because we were more worried about getting her home safely.
Right.
So it kind of, and then somebody was also saying like, one of the reporters asked, do you think this is bad for the next colored woman? I think that's what she said, colored woman.
Mhm.
If it's going to hurt the next one that does go missing, are y'all going to be like on it too? And he was like, because she thinks the reporter's more or less saying, people of color are crying wolf. Are y'all going to be
Like less.
likely to help because
Right.
of this situation? And he said, no, absolutely not. We treat every case equally.
Very
and,
seriously.
yeah. And he was like, we did from the very beginning with this case. We were very proactive and,
Yeah.
they got there quickly and they did drones. They did search part. Like they did
Yeah.
everything they could.
Oh. I really just thought that it was human trafficking,
I don't know.
but after I guess my mind has changed.
It just
now.
doesn't make sense that somebody would drag you into the woods with a toddler if it was just the dude
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's his plan from there?
and not tie her up.
Because they don't want to leave marks.
Yeah. That's just an excuse why she didn't have marks when she came home.
Right.
But it could be true. Who knows? Who knows?
I guess we'll see. Those things always come out in the end.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Still waiting to hear about old Brian Koberger.
Yeah. Did you see that they did a pause on his speedy trial?
I did see that, which I'm like, dude, I feel like it's going to be another year before.
Oh, some people do the crime in like 2018 and they don't get charged until 2022.
I don't know. I'm hoping that something will come out about it soon, but just these things take a while, I guess.
Yeah, I worry he's going to get off. I'm predicting it that I think he's going to get off.
The fact that they are being so confident about it, like his team is like, he wants a speedy trial because we've got not necessarily evidence, but like, evidence that he's not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm very excited. It's not the right word, but I'm very
intrigued.
Yeah, intrigued to see how it's going to play out. But
I agree.
Anyway, so the rest of the episode, I found a new subreddit. Well, it's not new, but it's new to us. And some of the stuff on it is kind of like sad.
I couldn't find good ones. I was on it for like 2 hours yesterday and I could not.
I only found a couple good ones that weren't like too
watch us pick the same ones.
Depressing to talk about. I bet we probably did. I don't know. I really like scrolled down.
Okay.
The subreddit is called True Off My Chest. So it's where subredditors post like things that have been on their chest or on their mind lately, or things they're going through, or, so naturally a lot of it is going to be probably stuff about mental health or things that are going on in their life that they can't necessarily talk to other people about. But some of them are kind of funny.
Yeah.
But most of them are pretty sad. So I tried to find some of the funny ones. And then I think we may also do a couple of Am I the Asshole?
I didn't find any. I found some more of I found some Am I Wrong? Have you seen that subreddit?
Yes, I have.
I found a couple on that one, I think.
Okay. That'll be fun.
True Off My Chest, yeah. And then, legal advice. I found one on legal advice. I thought that one was kind of funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's like...
Wait, somebody was asking for legal advice, or there's a subreddit?
It's a subreddit called Legal Advice.
Oh.
So you ask for legal advice and people comment on it.
Oh, wow.
This one I thought had to do with, once I read it, you'll know what I like. We kind of deal with this stuff sometimes. Okay. So it's kind of funny.
Okay, go for it. You go.
I'll read the legal advice one first.
Okay.
It says, wife got hit with a terroristic threat charge. Felony advice? ? Oh. So last week, my wife allegedly told a receptionist at the dentist office while on the phone that she would come to the office and shoot her. I don't know exactly what was said between the two of my wife and to allegedly have said that. Later that day, my wife received a call from the police officer asking about the incident. From what she told me, he asked for her side of the story and asked a few times in a few different ways if she made the threat, and she denied it every time. She said the phone call ended and he basically saying, if you did threaten her, don't do it again and obviously find another dentist. Yesterday, the sheriff's office came and arrested her for terroristic threats. She's staying the night in jail and is scheduled to be in the judge tomorrow and to see a judge tomorrow for bail. Mm-hmm. Just looking for some advice on how to go about this once she's out of jail. Does she need a lawyer, fight it, or get dumped down to a misdemeanor? I have no idea what bail might be. I assume the felony like that is going to be pretty hefty.
Oh my gosh.
I just read that one and I was like, that's funny because I hear people threaten stuff like that all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so here's the thing, right? If they have arrested her, clearly I wonder if it was recorded. Yeah. It's gotta be. Because if they call to get her narrative or whatever for the report, she's denying it, then they go back and pull the call and they're gonna hear her saying, well, I'm gonna come up there and kill y'all or shoot y'all or whatever. That's
I've just never ever called somewhere and threatened somebody like that. I'm gonna beat you.
I don't care how mad I am. Like, how do you not think of the consequences in your head? Like, oh, this person, if I tell this person I'm going to kill them, they're not going to call the police. Like, in no
I did threaten
universe.
to beat up a gas station lady one time.
Oh my gosh.
But that was just one time. Never again.
There's a difference in saying, let's take this outside, I'm gonna fight you in
Yes,
the
that's what it was
street,
more or less like.
then I'm gonna bring a gun and kill you.
Yeah, yeah.
Which people do. People do that.
I know.
Let me tell you. We can tell you firsthand. People do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're brave when they're over the phone, for
it's
sure.
brave, yeah. But there are legal consequences when you say things like that. You're threatening another person's life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, it's one thing if you're saying, I'm going to beat you up after school, and saying, oh.
God bless my husband. Why do we get scared so often in this? My phone didn't go off.
That was so scary. Oh my
My
gosh.
husband he like slams
He just
the
slammed
door.
the door.
He didn't slam it. It's just it rattles and it just scared the piss
Well, we're
out of me.
also right next to the.
I also want to
door.
know why my Ring doorbell didn't go off.
Faulty Ring doorbell. No, I'm just kidding. Is anybody charged?
No.
Well,
We saw
it was
that guy
working.
earlier. Y'all get this. Me and Haley are sitting in my kitchen and then we jump and scream because my doorbell goes off.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh God, and I don't have a peephole. So, and one thing you got to know about me is a salesperson is my worst enemy because I can't say no to those people. It was Girl Scouts, anybody. I cannot say no. I let a grown man come in my house one time so I can sign up for something because I couldn't tell him no.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so I like open the door and it's a sales guy and he wasn't paying attention to the door. He was looking at his phone. So I immediately shut it and then locked it and then acted like I wasn't home. But I know good and well he
you
knows what just happened.
You didn't open it all the way though. You like
It was like a
barely
good 6
opened it,
inches.
but then like softly closed it and then locked it. Which
yeah.
he could definitely hear you locking the door. So we're hoping that he just thought maybe some kids were home or something.
If you're listening to this, sir.
I'm sorry. She
Yeah.
can't say no.
I can't.
If it was solar panels or something, she would have been in some deep trouble. Oh, that was scary.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we always jump. We get so
we're
scared
so
here.
skittish in here.
I know.
It's because we talk about scary stuff sometimes.
I don't
And then
know,
we just
man.
get creeped out. Anyway, so yes, you can't tell people you're going to kill them and then not expect there to be
Consequences, yeah.
Yes, repercussions. So what the advice is, I don't know, because this is the
I didn't read
husband.
the comments. Dang it.
Oh,
I should have read the comments.
let's read some of them.
Hold on. I gotta find it.
I mean, should they get a lawyer?
Yes.
Yes, they should. Otherwise, she's probably going to be in there for a minute. But
Legal advice. Let's look.
what would you do if somebody called you and
Depends on where I was.
yeah,
If I was at work, I'd report it.
yeah.
Now, if I'm like at home and I get like a call and like Sally Joe down the street's like, I'm gonna come over there and beat your ass. I'm gonna be like, come on over and let her hit me once. I'm gonna let her get one good shot in. And you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna have her ass arrested for hitting me. That's my go-to. It's like if someone's ever mad at me enough, I'm gonna let them hit me. It might hurt. I might get knocked out, but they're going to jail.
You're gonna press charges?
I am. I don't
You know
care.
what?
Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is.
Okay, let's read some of the comments and see what people are thinking.
100%. She's facing a very serious charge.
Yeah, they're not wrong. That's you're threatening someone's life.
Let's see.
What
Yep,
did-
she needs a lawyer. Needed a lawyer from the first call with the cops. Really needs a lawyer now.
Jeez, these people are not. They're just giving it to him straight.
Yeah, it says 100% needs a lawyer, whether or not she said it. If she did say it, there's a solid chance it's recorded. She's going to need a lawyer for that. If she didn't say it, she's going to need a lawyer. The justice system isn't designed to weed out the innocent.
Mm. I mean, let's face it. The call was definitely recorded.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to be he said, she said.
There's not that many comments.
Or she
They're
said,
all
she
saying
said.
the same thing. Anyway, but yeah, could you imagine? I don't get it. To be like, I'm a,
Come up there and kill you.
yeah, like I've just never in my life.
Lesson to be learned, everybody. I don't care how mad you get at somebody on the phone, okay? You can be mad as all get out. Do not tell somebody you're going to kill them or kill other people.
I've had someone over the phone one time tell me that they would scalp me. It's such a weird threat.
I have not had somebody threaten me directly, but I have had somebody tell me they hope that I drown in a river. In the Arkansas River, to be exact.
Anyway.
Yeah, I did. That was,
And those stories are outside of work.
yes, they are. They are definitely
They have nothing to do with their job.
not related to
And
our
this is not me
workplace.
being sarcastic. I'm being dead serious. It
Yeah.
had nothing to do with work. It was just outside of. People are just weird.
People are crazy. I mean, you see what kind of world we live in. People are crazy.
Yeah, it's like Florida level.
Florida on the national
Crazy level.
Jeez, anyway.
Okay.
You got any other legal advice ones?
No.
Those are kind of fun.
I know. We'll have to read those ones.
Like
too
we're
later.
lawyers or something. Just to put it out here, neither of us work in the legal field. Do not consult us for legal advice. But also, maybe. We might be good at that.
Yeah.
Okay, while you're looking, I'll go ahead and read one of my true off my chest ones.
Okay.
Okay, this guy says, I swallowed my AirPod Pro.
I did see that one. I didn't
Did
read
you?
it, but I saw it.
I just kind of skimmed it, so we'll figure it out all together. Okay. Need to get this off my chest, and I'm too mortified to tell anyone of my friends or in my family. Please read on for a story of sheer stupidity and a case of the Midnight Munchies gone wrong.
Let me guess. It's going to involve a bag of Cheetos.
Let me start by saying that this is the most idiotic thing I've ever done, and it started with a bad habit. I need to listen to spoken word to fall asleep on YouTube, radio, etc. So I used my right AirPod to help me drift off while giving my other ear the pillow. This will never be happening again. At stupid o'clock this morning, I was dreaming that I was taking my daily vitamins, and I remember feeling what I thought were 2 vitamins in my mouth, and they were stuck together. In my half-sleep state, I tried to dislodge them with my tongue. Failing, I reached for my water and took a large gulp to get the vitamins down. It took some doing. The pain going down my throat woke me up properly, and I realized my rather expensive mistake. I bolted up toward the bathroom to make myself sick. No dice. I cut my throat trying in my panic. Nothing was dislodging the AirPod. After about 5 minutes, I gave up and had to wake up my partner. He woke up in a daze, thinking the dog had eaten my AirPod, only to see my face covered in sheer panic and tears. He very calmly called emergency advice services while I tried to induce vomiting. Cut to an hour later, I'm sitting in, I guess, the emergency room in a rougher part of town, stuck in a cubicle, in a hospital robe, ass showing off to the world, just had an x-ray, and listening to the dulcet tones of the local drunk threatening me. Okay, well, let's see. Oh, threatening the nurses for daring to be kind to him. This person's like an English major. What the heck? My midnight munching habits have gotten me into some trouble. To add insult to injury, every time I burp, the AirPod connects to my phone. After 3 hours of waiting, I'm seen by a doctor. Recommendation: it's got to come out the opposite way it came in. Cue a day of eating as much fibrous food as I can get the AirPod out of my stomach. Finally, 15 hours after this faux pas, it's out. It's still charging, connecting, and currently wrapped up in a disinfectant saturated cloth.
Oh my gosh. Imagine. Now, as someone who has a child that likes to swallow things like that, or used to swallow things like that, I can say that is no fun. It is no fun. Nay.
Do you want to tell your...
Okay, so
Your
my son has
experience?
swallowed 52 melatonin gummies, which is my bad because I left them on the counter while I was going to the bathroom. And I came back and I happened to notice the wrapper was on the floor.
Was it in one sitting?
One sitting. He ate them like fruit snacks.
Oh
Then-
my gosh.
He was fine.
Okay.
Then we went to No. Then he swallowed a cover of a razor blade. Not a razor blade,
Just
but
the,
the cover,
plastic.
the plastic cover. He
Oh,
swallowed that.
gosh.
He swallowed a metal rod, like a little like peg that holds a shelf up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And then he swallowed 100 rocks.
Please tell the 100 Rock story.
So he was at
Please.
daycare, and I guess he was munching down. And coincidentally, we were at home. Like, if you believe in anything, believe in this, I guess.
She showed me the x-ray.
Well, not so much believe in that. I mean, believe in like fate. I don't know, but like,
Oh, okay. Okay. Intuition.
I guess. I was cooking dinner, and I went in the living room, and he had pulled a shelf apart when he was a toddler, and it had 3 pegs on the floor, but there's supposed to be 4.
Yeah.
So I freaked out, and I was like, oh my God, he ate a peg, like a
Right.
metal peg, which I know now that he would have just pooped it out. No big deal.
Right.
So I was like, I got to take him to the emergency room.
Yeah.
So I take him to the emergency room. We get there, and they're like, they do an x-ray, and then they send us back to the waiting room. Then they come get me. And as they're like walking me back, they're like, so, is there any eating disorders in your family? And I was like, no, like not that I know of.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, what about any other disorders? Like anything that we need to know? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why? Like
Right.
what does it have to do with anything?
This metal rod. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, well, I got to show you the x-ray. It's really interesting.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
So they pull up the x-ray when we get to the room, and they have no idea what's in his stomach. They see the metal rod, but they don't know, or the peg. They don't know what else is in his stomach. They have no idea. They show me the x-ray, and I immediately said, it's rocks, pebble rocks from the daycare.
Oh, my gosh.
And they're like, oh my God, that is what it is. Because you could tell after you say what it is, you could tell 100% what it
Right.
was.
Right.
So they were like, so things can happen. So this is what's going to go down. You're either going to we're going to do a water enema.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
And doing that to a toddler is literally hell on earth.
yeah.
So we did that. Nothing came out.
Oh,
They gave
no.
him like laxatives, not laxatives, but Miralax or whatever.
Yeah.
And nothing was coming out. So they said, like, if he doesn't start pooping, they're going to have to do surgery to remove it all.
Yeah.
And it was in his intestines, like it was in his stomach and his intestines. It was insane. So thank God he started pooping. And the poor nurse had to count every single rock
Oh, my
that came out of that
gosh.
boy's butt.
Did he have to stay overnight?
Oh, yeah. We were there for 2 days.
Oh, my gosh. But he pooped them all out.
Oh, yeah. He was pooping for days, rocks for days.
That had to have been so painful.
And then-
just to
so-
his stomach.
Then I had to do follow-up x-rays for weeks. I had to
Right.
go and get x-rays done. And there was always rocks in his stomach
Are you serious?
because he continued to eat them.
Oh,
So I finally was like, I worked at the daycare, so I was like, whatever. But yeah, like I get you can't watch every kid closely, but like, come on.
please.
Like,
You've got to see if he's putting his hand up to his mouth.
yes. And he's eating them like they're candy. So then they were like, well, you should get him tested for pica.
What's that?
It's where you eat like dirt and stuff like that because
Oh,
you have like an
okay.
iron deficiency or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's called
Okay.
like pica or something. And I think it is. Hold on, let's Google it before I like quote wrong. I want to say it's pica. Pica.
We're lawyers and medical doctors.
Yep. Craving of chewing substances that have no nutritional value, such as ice, clay, soil, and paper.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So anyway, they were like, maybe he's got pica. So then I go get him like looked at or whatever, and his blood's good and all that stuff. And then they were like, let's get him evaluated at this one place. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I take him and they're like, they kind of watch him in the room with me and
Right.
they kind of evaluate him for a minute and they're like, we think he's autistic. And I was like,
Is that how you guys found out?
yep, because of the rocks.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep. But yes.
I would have been so scared after
was-
seeing that initial X-ray with all of the
Oh my God,
rocks.
it's funny now.
They were like the little pebbles on the
I
playground.
thought it was funny then too. Like I did. Like obviously I was concerned that my kid was gonna hurt, you know?
The doctors are just standing there looking at the X-ray, like, we don't know what the contents in his stomach are. And Ashley's like, yeah, those are rocks.
Yeah. I was like I'll never forget. I was standing there and my hands went to my mouth like, oh my God. And they're like, what? I was like, that's rocks. And they're like, rocks. And I was like, from the daycare, like pebbled rocks, like the little ones. And they're like, oh, that is what it is. And I was like, yes.
Oh,
And I'm telling you, there was like 4 doctors in there, like doctors, not just nurses. It was doctors. They were all standing around like, I was the talk of the floor.
dude. Oh,
Shout out to Children's Hospital, man.
Yeah, they are very good.
Yeah.
They're like really on top of it.
Yeah. It was insane. It was all because, and that's what I meant by faith or fate. It's just, I would have never known about the rocks if I hadn't seen he ate that peg.
Right.
I would have never taken him to the doctor because of rocks.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea he was eating rocks. Who thinks that their kid ate 100 rocks?
Right.
So like, I
a good
probably
thing
made
that
so many trips to the ER because I was scared he was eating something he wasn't supposed to.
Well, it's a good thing that he ate in the grand scheme of things. It's a good thing that he ate the metal peg.
Yeah. Which, looking back, I know that's not going to hurt him. And the rocks could have like torn him in areas, coming out. But
well, in his
he was
stomach.
fine,
I mean,
though.
that's so heavy in his stomach.
Yeah. But like we went through a solid year of the rock thing.
That's
And
wild.
he constantly ate rocks for like a year straight.
Oh my gosh.
It was insane.
Does he have?
And I posted it on Facebook because I was like, I thought it was funny. So I posted on Facebook what was going on. And then the daycare started getting calls from parents because I had a bunch of parents on my Facebook.
Right.
Are my kids even being watched?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I mean,
they got mad at me because I posted it on Facebook.
If your
mad,
kid
they were
is
just kind of like,
constantly
"Oh,
eating
why'd you do
rocks
that?"
and nobody's seeing, are they being watched?
Yeah.
Question
No,
mark?
I agree.
Jeez.
Now, has he ate stuff on my watch? 100%. Like,
what kid doesn't though?
yeah. It like the melatonin gummy saying it was in the wrapper. He took the wrapper off and he went to town. Like, and he was perfectly fine. And he didn't even sleep till 3 a.m. It did the opposite effect. And I took him to the emergency room. Thank you.
What did they say? That's a lot of melatonin.
Well, I called the poison control.
You did? Okay.
I called them and they were like, yeah, you need to take him in just to be safe. They said it's a natural thing, so it's not that big of a deal, but like
Okay.
you need to take him in just to be monitored.
Right.
So they hooked him up to like a EKG or whatever the thing's called.
I think that's for heart.
Yeah, they hooked him up to that
okay,
to make sure like all that was good.
Oh, okay.
But
I guess
he was
that's true
perfectly
because
fine.
it's not like, you can over, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not overdose, but like you can give yourself too much of a vitamin and it's really bad. But I guess melatonin is, I guess it's fine.
And they were adult melatonin gummies, not kid.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, at least he was fine.
Poor parenting on me. And of course, every time we went to the hospital for stuff like this, social services has to come in. I don't know if they're social services. They work for the hospital. I don't know who they are. But they come in and they're always like, they give us a pamphlet that says, lock your medicines up,
Yeah.
And then I'm always like, God, we must look like terrible parents, even though I know this happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like it happens
all
all the time. Especially working in daycare. It happens quite often.
Yeah.
Like eating things that they just not supposed to eat. I mean, he was a baby. Like he was a toddler.
Right.
And he was clearly
Just doesn't know any
autistic
better.
and didn't know any better. But
The rocks, that's so wild.
it was so funny though. Now
That's
it's
so
funny.
wild.
It's funny now.
Mm-mm-mm.
Anyway.
Okay, you're up. You're up next.
Okay. Damn it. Here we go. I received mystery flowers and I'm scared.
I saw this one.
Did you read it?
No, not all the way. I just read the first couple sentences and then I kept scrolling.
Okay. As I was walking into work, there was a man outside in a large bouquet of flowers. I was like, that's weird, as there's only 2 people working in the office today. I asked who they were for, and he said my name. I was surprised because my husband has never sent me flowers or has only given me flowers a handful of times. So I proceeded to read the note, and it said, hey there, you may not know who I am, but you're the most gorgeous woman in town. Yours truly, secret admirer.
Oh.
I call my husband and ask if these are from him, I call my husband and ask where these from him, as I had a stalker 10 years ago. He said no. I asked him again and he said I said it was not funny. He said, no, why would I do that when I literally asked you for $20 yesterday? So I started doing some investigating. These flowers and chocolates at the minimum are $80. So I started calling everyone I know, family, friends, coworkers, past employees. Everyone said that was just really creepy. To all of this, my name was spelled correctly. My name is very hard to spell and most people spell it wrong. Had my maiden name on there, my personal cell, and my work address. I called the company it came from and the operator said the person said no disclosing who they were from and said I would know it in due time. Maybe I'm being irrational, but there's a guy 10 years ago who I lived in a different state who thought we were dating. I had no idea who he was. I'm 99% sure it is not him, as I've moved around and I have never met him or saw him once but he claimed I was his girlfriend. As well as it was over 100 or 1,000 miles away. Maybe it was sent with well intentions, but I'm panicked from my past. I'm unsure what to do. But I will eat this chocolate though. My other thought is of why is not well intentioned is everyone knows I'm married. It's not a secret. I'm reading this. Her writing is horrible. If it was well intentioned, I feel like the note would say something different or have a name. I feel very uncomfortable calling men I work with who are younger than me to ask them. It's really uncomfy. I just hope whoever did it comes forward. I read like a 12-year-old.
No.
If it is well intentioned, that's fine. I just need a name or I'm going to keep going spiral.
Right.
Then it says, edit. This isn't an update, but questions I've been receiving. Yes, I contacted the flower shop. They will contact me if they get another order for me. The third-party site refused to disclose information. Also, FYI to men, not all, every man that I have asked has told me this. I should be flattered. Ooh,
oh, nice.
Burped. It's not flattering. It's scary. As a woman, I'm scared. I don't know what this means, especially everyone knows I have severe anxiety. It is not a compliment. A compliment would include a name and a note that says you're gorgeous and then refuse to disclose who you are. I wouldn't even be upset if I knew who it was from. Oh my God, I cannot read.
No, you're okay.
The fact that they refuse to disclose is scary part. The words in due time, she will know. The customer service agent again really gives bad vibes. None of that makes sense. I would just like them to come forward. I fear that they know I'm scared and will reach out again. I will just be in limbo forever. My husband's going to make fun of me so bad for reading this.
Oh my gosh.
And it also says, also, my job has a new rule where I'm not allowed in the office alone. I am to be walked to my car and leave when everyone leaves. Edit 2. Okay, every man I told said I was over exaggerating. It was my husband and father who said I should be flattered. I'm not surprised more surprised. My husband's reaction kind of sucks. He's very sick though, so I'll count it as flu brain and I have not seen him yet. Update. It was my husband. I got home and he confessed to everything. I'd be freaking pissed.
Oh, I would be too.
Especially if he knew her history of being stalked.
Exactly. And knowing that she's stressing out like for days on end.
Yeah.
That is scary. You'll find out in due time. That sounds like a threat.
Yeah. Especially, I caught my eye because the book I'm reading right now is like, has a stalker in it. And
that's so scary.
He says stuff like that. Yeah.
Ugh. That is one trope that I cannot get behind.
There is a stalker in one of the Twisted series.
Don't say that.
But he's not like a love interest or anything.
Oh. That's so like.
But there is a stalker in the series.
That's such a scary thought. Like somebody stalking you?
Dude, stalking scares the piss out of me.
Me too. And I don't think I've ever been stalked. Knock on wood. Hey, nobody get any ideas.
Yeah, freaking red light guy.
Oh, you guys. Okay. Let me set the scene. This just happened today. Okay. I'm at work. Okay. I take lunch. I leave my workplace to go get food. I go to Taco Bell, which in hindsight was a bad idea, but I'm human. I'm at a red light. Okay. And there's a truck next to me, also at the red light in the turn lane. So I'm going straight. He's fixing to turn. And when I'm at a stoplight, I don't look at the people around me. Okay. I just face forward like a good citizen. But in my peripheral vision, I see a guy waving at me, like the guy next to me in this truck. And so I look over and this guy has his window rolled down and he's waving at me like to get my attention. I'm thinking he's going to tell me like I got a tail light out or, like something's wrong with my car, So I roll my window down all while the light is red this whole time. Okay. I roll my window down and he goes, "Hey." And I'm like, "Hey." And when he says "hey" to me without immediately saying like, "Hey, you got a tail light out," I'm thinking, okay, maybe he thinks I'm somebody that he knows and I'm not somebody that he knows. And he looks and he holds his phone up and he goes, "Can I get your number?" And this man is like probably in his mid 40s. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. Okay. But I also feel like I'm a teenage girl. So he goes, "Can I get your number?" And I'm so shocked that I just am, I go, "No." And then it takes me a second because I pause. I go, "No, I'm married." And he goes, "You're married?" And I hold my hand up to show my ring and I go, "Yeah, I'm married." And he says, "Happily?" And I go, "Yes, very happily." And he goes, "Oh, well, you're beautiful. Your husband better tell you that you're beautiful." And I go, "Thank you." And I roll my window back up and the light turns green and I book it. I book it at the Taco Bell. But I was like, I cannot believe that just happened to me.
It's too funny.
It's like, it scared me for a minute because he it took him a second to say that. He just went, "Hey," like he just passed me in the hallway or something. And I was like, "Hey, how are you?" You know, people are nice around here, but not that nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, that happened to me today.
She gave him a fake number.
What if I would have went 911? Anyway, yeah. I almost forgot about that. Ugh. Kind of creepy. I mean, I'm flattered, but kind of creepy. I thought maybe he was drunk. Drunk driving or something. But anyway. Okay, I'm next. Okay, here's another one that I found true off my chest. And this one's kind of short. Okay, excuse me.
Nice.
Okay. My ex-boyfriend's wife got pregnant and he wants medical advice from me.
I saw that one too.
We've been in a relationship for 7 years, and last year he called me saying his family is forcing him to get married to another girl. He repeatedly insisted that he was not at all willing to marry this girl. He finally
While they're together?
I guess at this point they split up.
Oh, okay.
He finally got engaged to that girl, and I've stopped all sorts of communication with him. Fast forward to May, he sent me his wedding invitation a week before his marriage and still was rambling about how he doesn't want this to happen, but he couldn't do anything. After his marriage, I completely tried to avoid him, but still he was trying to make a conversation with me. And when I rejected his calls, he texted me it was a medical emergency, and I had to call him because of that. He kept calling me to give me updates about the patient and randomly jump into other conversation and talk to me like when we were in a relationship.
Maybe they're both doctors.
Maybe. I got uncomfortable because he is now married and I've stopped picking up his calls. I was busy. No contact for a few days. And dude just sent me photos of blood work of his wife and was asking me if the results are fine because his wife is pregnant and asking when they can do the first trimester scan. I honestly don't know how to react at this point. So I'm guessing she's a doctor or a nurse. Okay. How crazy is that though? Yeah. First of all, being in a relationship with somebody for 7 years and then just often marrying somebody else and then texting your ex asking for medical advice.
Yeah. It's like he's rubbing it in her face.
Yeah. It's exactly what it's like. Ugh. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, I know how I feel about that one. That's messed up.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't be in that. I don't know. I wouldn't be in that situation. I don't think.
Just block them. More so crazy than anything. You got anything else, Ashley?
I have 2 more.
Ooh, okay.
I told my girlfriend that I want a girlfriend, not a stalker.
Ooh.
Okay.
Dang.
I, 24-year-old female, have been dating my girlfriend, 27 female, that we'll call Zara, for 9 months. Our relationship is purely long distance, and we've tried to meet up multiple times, but it just hasn't happened yet. Recently, we were talking about things. I sent her screenshots of the dentist practice star rating on Google, but scribbled out the name of the location out of the force of habit. Zara questioned why I did that because I quote, "I know where you live anyway." I explained that was a force of habit. Zara then proceeded to tell me that she knows where I went to school, my workplace, and found an obituary of a family member that I was close to before they died. I just want to point out that I haven't told her any of this information. I don't have her on any other social media apart from Snapchat. I do not post any information on there either due to issues that I have had in the past with people I know contacting my workplace in the past. Yesterday, I was going to go pick up something from the shop. She asked me where it was, and I explained it was about around 50 minutes away from my house. But Zara wanted to know exactly where it was. This is where I didn't fancy having a stalker, where I said I didn't fancy having a stalker. Then she called me boring, and I felt like snapping and asking if she wanted my location at all times. I always tell her where I'm going. I'm not doing anything secretive. I just don't fancy being stalked. Zara told me that this is how she is, but just recently has been the first time in 9 months that she has been like this. She told me that she is effed up and likes toxic possessive behavior of wanting to know where I am at all times and what I'm doing. I'm not sure if I'm overreacting or was looking for some advice. Also, Zara, I don't know how this plays into anything, was in a polyamorous, is that the right
relationship?
Word? Yeah. When I met her, she dumped the other partner just to be with me around 3 months into a relationship. Recently, she dumped me so she could be with her male partner again, but managed to win me back at the end, but said I am not allowed to be with anyone else because she would probably go crazy and said that she's too possessive. But she's allowed to have other partners and make me sometimes feel like I'm not enough. Am I overreacting? Does this seem fair to you?
This is a little silly.
Yeah.
First of all, okay, here's my first question that I have straight off the bat. Okay, if you're in a long distance relationship with somebody and you have not told them, I'm not saying you got to give exact coordinates, but also you're comfortable enough to be in a relationship with somebody, but they don't know where you live.
They've never met in person either. So,
So are they really in a relationship or are they just flirting?
That's why I'm like, I don't know.
I don't think it's really a relationship.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was just, I caught my eye because of the stalking.
But I
thought it was kind of funny.
That's extremely scary.
Yeah, it's like toxic.
Yeah. Also, I don't think polyamory is for her if she's like possessive. Also, this reminds me, I'm just like on 100 different tangents. I keep getting these clips of 90 Day Fiance on my For You page. This guy, I guess it's like a new season of 90 Day Fiance. This guy is, I guess, getting married to this girl that lives in the Philippines. And she's extremely jealous of him being near other women. So they're on FaceTime 24/7. Like if he goes to the dentist, I think I'm going to start watching it just because every time these clips come up, I'm like, this can't be real.
Yeah, like Big Ed.
Big Ed and Rose, get out of here.
Yeah.
What did she say? What was the viral?
I don't remember.
What? She was, what did they say?
It's I know something about
hear
her
it in my head.
Toothbrush. I know that she needs to brush her teeth or something.
I don't know that one. What did they say? That's going to drive me nuts. Now I got to look it up.
I'll read another quick one really quick.
Okay,
this one's short. My 21 female best friend, 22 male, told me I am the perfect woman for him while he was drunk. I, 21, have been friends with a guy, 22, for over 6 years. Over the years, we become best friends, and I would say there has never been anything between us. A couple of times I thought there might be flirting once or twice, but always in a setting where a bit of drinking was involved. My friend does have a tendency to message a girl he likes when he's drunk to make him some kind of love confession. For years, this was the same girl, but never worked out for them. A couple months ago, my friend had too much to drink and messaged me saying that in theory, I would be the perfect woman for him. He also said that he did not get why he wasn't attracted to me in that way since I'm everything he wants in a woman. Oh. He also said he went out of his way to let the attraction grow between us. And at the time, I didn't think much of it and left it alone. A couple weeks ago, the same thing happened. He went out with his friends and had a drink. He again messaged me saying that I was a perfect woman for him and that we looked like we belonged together. He also said that we would be an awesome couple. The only thing stopping him was the lack of chemistry.
Jeez.
He messaged me saying that we should just make out and see if what happens, and the lack of chemistry might just end up in the friend zone. I was a bit surprised by the message. We have been friends for such a long time and really thought he didn't see me like that. When he sobered up, I asked him about it and he was quite defensive. He said he followed the train of thought of his not as so sober self, but didn't get much more out of him. I don't drink alcohol, so I don't know if I should believe this confession or not.
What are your thoughts?
As someone that tells the truth when they're drunk, I don't know. I bet he secretly, like, deep down has
likes her.
I bet like his sober self does not see it at all.
Okay.
But when he's drunk, he's like, oh yeah,
this makes sense.
Yeah.
But he should also probably realize too, when he's sober, saying all of those things to somebody exclusively when you're drunk does not really fare well.
No.
You know? Because then at that point, you're just kind of like, I don't know if playing with somebody's emotions is the right way to say it, but like,
so.
If you're saying, oh, we'd be perfect together, like you're everything that I want, but you can't say those things to somebody when you're sober. You can only say it to them when you're intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye. I think that's a no from me. I think that is a no from me.
I agree. I think it's pretty, I don't know. I feel like yeah. I've been in that position before, so I know what it's like having someone like confess things to you when they're drunk. So like, I don't know.
Especially if you actually like that person.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm only good enough when you're drinking.
Right, exactly.
That just sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know why that one caught my eye, but it did. Do you have any other ones?
I think I had one more, but it wasn't that good. So I've been trying to find a different one. The last one that I had is, the title is, "It scares the shit out of me how my wife handles hot food."
I did see that one too. I didn't read it, but I saw it.
I can read it. It's super short. It says, "I'm not talking spicy. I like my ghost pepper stuff. I'm talking just fresh out of the oven. She's kind of the person who can eat a Hot Pocket right out of the microwave instead of biting a hole out of the corner and blowing on it like a human being. The other day I asked her to try my pho broth as it was boiling, not really thinking about it, and she went and sipped half of a ladle without blowing on it. Straight from boiling pot to lips. Her only reaction was, ooh, that's warm. No pain, no visible discomfort, nothing. By all accounts, the roof of her mouth should have looked like Freddy Krueger's butthole, and yet it looks unfazed. What the hell is this superpower? Is she mutant? Should I hire an exorcist?" And then somebody commented and said, "I'm the same as her. I can handle the scorching hot as well. No idea where this ability comes from."
Have you ever seen do you watch Law & Order SVU?
Not like religiously, but I have seen several episodes. Yes, I really like it.
There's an episode of a girl that has no pain like she can
handle all pain. Oh wow.
And it's like a disorder. Like
something with her nerve endings.
Yeah.
Whoa. I can't like eat something piping hot, and I don't know if this is like a woman versus a man thing, but I take like very hot showers. Like the water is very hot.
I do too.
And
I think all women do though. I think that's like a running joke.
I think it's true. It's true because Zach will, like stick his hand in and he's like, "How are you standing in that?" And I'm like, it just feels good. Like it's relaxing.
Yeah, I do it too.
But it's not like, it doesn't feel as hot as
I wonder if
people make it out to be.
Google women taking hot showers. Oh, this is going to pop up some weird stuff.
Oh, yeah. Can women handle hotter water?
Hot showers.
That was the last one that I found, but I bet I could probably skim real quick. Do we want to do, you want to pick a genre and I'll find one real quick? Like either the legal advice.
Do legal advice.
Legal advice? Okay. Let me look and find a good one. Do we want something deep or something kind of funny?
I think funny.
Funny? Okay. Let's see. My neighbor constantly has their floodlights on and pointed at my house. Can I file for harassment?
That happens often. I see it all over TikTok. Oh my gosh, speaking of TikTok.
Oh, what?
I saw a TikTok of, I hope it comes back on my For You page, but they own a lawn company.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen this?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
they own a lawn company and they lay down like sod or whatever.
Okay.
Like grass.
Yeah.
for this lady, and she pays half up front and then half when it's over.
Right. Okay.
She paid the half up front, but then when it was over, she was like, "Oh, I have a family emergency. I can't pay it right now," or like, I'm not going to be home. I can't pay it. I'll pay you Monday." So they went to her house like a week later to pick up payment, and her grass was all dead because she didn't water it, and it was during the heat wave. So she was like throwing a fit. She's like, "I'm not going to pay you because my grass is dead." And they were like, "Well, we left you care instructions. You have to take care of the grass."
Right.
And she was like, "Well, I'm not going to pay you." So they repoed her grass.
Oh,
They took up her grass.
No.
And like shredded it up in the yard and just left it. And she was like, "I'm going to call the police." And
they repoed her
grass. The comments on it were freaking hilarious. They're like, "I knew you could repo a car, but not grass."
I see something new every day. I've not seen that. That's so funny.
She's like, "That's what happens when you mess with small businesses. We take back what we
give."
Yeah.
Period.
Why and then someone in the comments said that their dad one time laid concrete, and the person wouldn't pay him for laying the concrete, so he went in with a jackhammer and jacked up all the concrete.
Also, though, why would you? Because that can't be like cheap.
I would be like,
to get
pay
a bunch
me
of
first.
Yeah. But also,
but then again, they did our roof and we didn't pay them first.
Yeah. But that's because insurance was involved and all that stuff, right? I mean, that's so funny. I was fired one day before my bonus payout.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Dang. I'm not. Ex-employer connecting to my home Wi-Fi network months after dismissal. Oh my.
A lot of these are like work related.
Yeah, they are. Rental home and mold.
Ew.
Amazon delivery person ignored signage and came onto property and was bitten by my dog.
That's not good.
No, it's not good. Man, I'm not finding any.
Well, I think I had one more. I don't know if it was good, but...
Can I be sued for leaving a legitimate Google review? Oh, dang. Somebody comment. I didn't even read it, but somebody commented and said, you can be sued in the sense that anyone can sue anyone generally.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it has any legal standing, but... Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
I'm sleepy.
I know I'm a sleepy day. I'm a sleepy day. Okay, that makes so much sense. Dang, I really want to find one. Divorce in Florida.
I divorced someone in Florida too.
Bruh.
Do you ever just like lose your apps in your phone?
I search for every single app.
I do too, because I don't know where I stuck them.
I never go look for one. I just slide down and search it. Can I plant a recording device in my child's clothing at daycare?
Yes.
This person says Texas residential daycare. My son has never been in daycare or cared for anyone but myself. I'm worried about putting him anywhere, even if it were family. However, I'm more comfortable with the intimate home care versus a facility that just hires people. This is not a matter of me trusting the care provider we've chosen. Again, I do this with my family if that were an option too. Somebody said that's super illegal.
Is it?
Yeah, someone said that's super illegal. Another person said not legally. One person said, no, you cannot do this at daycare or even to a family without their consent.
I think it has to do with what state you're in.
Possibly, yeah. That same person also said you should also consider talking to your doctor about this anxiety. Dang. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other ones that are pretty good. Some of these are like real deep. Like, They should probably actually
I'll scroll
contact
through,
an
like, my
attorney.
to see if I see anything. Oh, sleepy. Ooh.
You guys should leave us comments,
Yeah, nice ones.
please. It's come to the point where we're just begging now.
I wonder if there's any updates on Carly
Oh yeah.
since I've 4 hours ago.
Ooh, date. There's a subreddit called Dating Advice.
Oh God.
Found earrings in the apartment of a guy I've been dating for 2 months. Better run, sis.
We'll have to do an
Okay.
episode on that. Dating advice.
Oh yeah. Love doctors.
With all of our experience.
Oh yeah. I have so much experience in dating.
same.
That would be fun though. Well, you know what? No, I don't care what our dating history is. We've got good level
Yeah.
heads.
Yeah.
That's right. We give solid
Word.
advice. Word. Okay. I can't really think of anything else,
I can't either.
to be quite honest. But this was still a success.
It was.
If you guys have recommendations of episodes or topics that you're interested in, that you want to hear us talk about, that you want us to research, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. Because otherwise we're just, okay. We're going to keep doing whatever we want to do anyway. But, we like the consideration. Okay, guys. Ashley, you got anything you want to add?
I don't.
She said bye.
I don't. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully we have an update on this Carly Russell thing by next week.
Yeah. I'm sure that they came out with a press release earlier that Ashley watched, but surely there'll be some other word.
Did we tell them about November?
No, we did not.
Would you like to do the honors?
Can I?
Yeah.
You guys, we have a very, very, extremely, very special episode coming up in November. And we are going to be going to the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, which is a very haunted,
Like one of the number ones in the United States.
in
like
the
number
US. We're going to stay the night. Ashley booked the most haunted room by accounts in the entire hotel.
one. I'm so stoked. And we're going to do a podcast.
We're going to do,
in the room.
we're going to podcast from the room, but we're also going to try something new. We're going to kind of vlog the experience while we're
Yeah.
there. So more updates on that to come. That will be in November. So, definitely, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube, click the bell.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to say that. Follow or subscribe to us on YouTube. That way you can make sure to be updated when November comes around, because that will be a very fun, spooky. Hopefully
Yes.
we get some scary.
We're doing the ghost tours.
Yeah, there's a ghost tour. They take you around the hotel. They talk to you about the history of it.
And it's a medium that does the tour.
We're so pumped.
Maybe we'll connect.
Yeah, because you're psychic.
Yeah.
And you've got the most haunted room.
James, it was so funny the last podcast. He was like, you really got her thinking you're psychic.
You really are. I've been around for the experience. I fully believe. Anyway, my best friend's psychic. What can you say about yours?
Yeah.
All right, guys. But yes, that's to come in November. So keep an eye out on that. Again, let us know any recommendations you got.
Yeah. The rooms have been booked and we're excited.
We are packed and ready to go.
Yeah. It's like 80 something days away, if longer. I don't know math, but it's close.
It's already July's almost over.
I know, but it's so far away.
My birthday's before then.
know.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for listening, you
I
guys.
can't stop yawning. Okay.
It's bedtime.
I'm going to bed after this.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.